What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia and this is That's So Letitia. And for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a pretty simple, easy to do yet glamorous holiday glam look. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. First things first, you guys already know we're going to prep the face using Huda Beauty's pre-makeup complexion base, and this is just going to get us ready to put on our foundation. I cannot believe we are already approaching Thanksgiving. I swear it feels like, literally it feels like the days are really going by super fast. It feels like just a few weeks ago was summer. I don't know if that's because where I live it's still pretty warm outside, but it definitely is not giving holiday season, not right now. I knew we were approaching the holiday season when I started seeing like Christmas displays, and mind you, this was even before like Halloween. The day after Halloween, the music selections in the store. Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas. I'm like, my God, really? Like that's where we are this year. It just seems like this year they're hurrying everything along, or at least trying to get us in the holiday spirit early. I don't want to hear Christmas music. Like, we haven't even got to Thanksgiving yet. Let us get to Thanksgiving first. So now that I have on the primer, I'm going to go in and use a little Beauty Bakierie flour powder, and it is in the shade Almond. And I'm just going to kind of put that along the areas that are prone, or used to be, for me, prone to oil breakthrough. I think my skincare has done exactly what it is supposed to do. Possibly a little bit too much, because now, if anything, I'm finding myself using moisturizer, because after I've done my skincare, some part of my face just feels a little bit drier than it used to. And because of that, when I do my makeup, I don't have to apply so much, powders to just kind of help absorb any oil, because there's barely any that shows through. But because we're doing a holiday makeup look, this look for me, it gives holiday parties and pictures and lots of smiling, and depending on how you're celebrating this year, close quarters with family and friends and heat and stuff like that. And I definitely don't want my face all oiled and shiny and glazed and my makeup, looking worn if we're going to be taking pictures or doing video. So that's why I prepped my face with that amount of powder. And speaking of oil breakthrough and that whole bit, for this one, the foundation I'm going to use is by Estée Lauder, and this is their Doublewear Stay in Place makeup. The shade that I use is 6W1 Sandalwood. And the reason I'm using this one is because it is absolutely amazing if you have any sort of oil, that shows through, if you're worried about your makeup wearing, throughout the duration of time that you have it on and starting to kind of crack and, pores begin to show. This Doublewear gets you right together, and you do not have to touch it up. It stays in place, and it gives you a flawless finish. And I'm just going to apply it using a NYX foundation brush. then next, without using any additional product, just to make sure that the base is put on properly and neatly and evenly distributed, I'm going to use a beauty sponge. I recently got asked in my comments on another video who this brush is by. I am not a butcher of meats. I'm a butcher of names. I will put right here, should be there now, who this beauty sponge is by, but it is absolutely phenomenal. Especially when you damp it, it gives you just enough firmness to get your product in without removing it or without being too harsh. And for my under eye, I will be using Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Concealer / Foundation. Shade I use is Deep 410. This has a bit of caffeine in it, which helps puffiness, inflammation. It helps you to appear to be more alert, more awake. Definitely what I'm going to need, because the struggle bus is real, especially during the holidays. All the cooking, cleaning, hosting, going over to, family members' houses and things like that. Yeah, need a little reinforcement for the luggage. And then I'm going to go on top of that and apply, and this is by Juvia's Place. This is their I Am Magic Concealer, and this one is in the shade 9. So I'm just going to apply that right underneath. And here. And then as always, you guys know, tip I've learned, and it works, is to allow this to dry down a little bit to maximize the coverage that it gives us. Gonna pop these brows on, and then we're gonna continue on with our look. So now that our brows are done, yeah, they don't look too crazy, because they give me the flux. I swear, it does not matter how many times I do it, how many years I've been doing them, they're giving me the flux. I'm almost, not quite, excited to see that a lot of the articles and the trends and things like that for brows are going back to much thinner brows, because I got that. That I got down pat. I used to do pencil thin brows a few years ago when they were not in vogue anymore. So if they bring them back, I'm already ahead of the game because I know what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna now put to just kind of set all of this concealer is a little bit more of the Beauty Bakieries Flour Powder. And this one is in the shade Almond or Chestnut. I am going to use the same sponge that we used earlier to damp sponge. I find damp sponges when applying pressed powder actually helps your face to absorb it better without removing any of your existing makeup. And then I'm just going to take this Eco Tools brush. This one is a angled brush, and apply some of the same setting powder to my nose. Because if anything, that is still the area that gets oily. We're going to set that right there, and I'll blend it in later. Then I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Multi-Purpose Complexion Pressed Powder. And this one is in the shade Chai. And I'm just going to dabble that across my entire face. And that is using a e.l.f. pointed powder brush. And this is just so that everything is blended in nicely. Following up by using Makeup Revolution and Tammy's face palette collaboration, I will be using Contoured Cutie, which is this one here, and a tad bit of Bronze Goddess, and that is just to give my nose a little bit of contour, not too much. And lastly, for our complexion products, bronzer, this is by Mented Beauty, and this is in the shade Yacht Life, which is this shade here. And I'm going to apply that very lightly using a bronzer brush. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, we are going to move on to our eyes. So as I stated, this is a easy to follow, easy to do holiday glam look. I feel this look will get you from your holiday parties, whether that's, out with friends or colleagues, and definitely with family for being picture ready. So the palette that I'm going to use, it is a oldie but a good one. It is still in rotation, so if you guys love this look, you definitely have the ability of possibly picking it up. It is by Uoma Beauty, and this is their Black Magic palette. This one is entitled Savage. So first we are going to base our eyes, and for that I will be using Juvia's Place. I prep, I prime, and this one is in the shade number 1. Using my Morphe M504, absolute favoriteest brush in the world, I am going to first apply a little bit of Foxy, which is this matte tan shade here, and I'm going to lightly apply that all over. Just a very thin layer. And we will now go in with this matte black, which is in the name Black Y'all. Yep, Black Y'all. And using that same Morphe M504, I will be putting it towards the back of my eye area. And because this is a glam look, it will be kind of heavy, but I feel like it's best worked in small increments, and then you can just always kind of build on it once it is on your eye. I mean, I cannot believe I'm sitting here doing holiday makeup. Like, seriously, holiday makeup. I had to, like, really, I had to do something to let myself know it was real. So, I went out and I bought our Christmas tree. And we put it up this week. I mean, it was a little bit earlier than I typically would, but given the fact that, and I'm just applying, like, adding more of the Black Y'all onto it. But given the fact that this year, you know, we're having such issues with, like, our shipments and things like that, I did not want to wait long and end up missing out on getting a tree, because where I went, not only were the you know, were their selection depleted almost completely, the prices were crazy. Oh my gosh, like $300 for a 7-foot plastic tree, not pre-lit. It didn't have any sort of like accessories to come with it, nothing. $300. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I had to kind of shop around, and I end up finding what was the last tree at the Target I went to. I end up finding a 7-foot tree that they had, and it's a full tree. It's a real pretty tree. But I end up finding it for like $100, which to me was still insane to pay. But at the rate we're going, I had absolutely no choice. It was either get that tree like ASAP or not have one at all. So yeah, I put our tree up and decorated it and all of that stuff. And I'm just like, it just seems like it's being, I don't know, like it's being rushed along this year. Or is that just me? Maybe I'm bugging. Like, you guys let me know in the comments, were y'all like ready for, you know, the whole Mariah Carey on repeat? Were y'all ready for the holiday season this year? Because it just feels so rushed to me. I guess that's like consumerism at its best, because they didn't even like properly let us get through Halloween. And now, I guess they said, screw Thanksgiving. Y'all know Thanksgiving is coming up. We're going to jump right on into Christmas. Ugh. And not to mention that that is my birthday. So I'm really not ready. I'm thankful for every day I get, but I'm just like, ooh, it's time to add another year to that age. And then using our finger, we are going to apply Black Magic here, and that's to the front portion of our eye area. This is such a freaking pretty glittered shadow. Oh, so holiday appropriate. Now, one way to apply this would be to create like a cut crease. That wasn't my vision for this look, but if that's yours, then by all means, I say go right on ahead and do so. I just wanted to kind of just free flow with it because this shade is very tricky given the fact that it's so glittered, that for me, doing the cut crease, I would have attempted to use a brush and I would not have got the payoff that I'm getting using my finger. So that's one of the reasons that I did not opt to do a cut crease for it. And then when you have as strong a hooded lid as I do, sometimes the cut creases, you know, for me they are hit or miss. And this is such a strong pigment with all this glitter. I wouldn't have, it just would have ruined it if I would have had to wipe it off. But if you can get down with a cut crease, if that's your thing, then I would say go for it. And for a pop of inner eye highlight, as if we need any with all this going on, I'm going to attempt Lightning, which is this silver toned glitter shade, and I will be trying to apply that using a brush. I will be using the Morphe M222, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of that onto my brush and just place it there. Boom. That wasn't so bad. And now for our under eye area, I am going to line my waterline using a white eyeliner. The one that I'm using, it is the Ulta Beauty brand. It is in the name Halo. So I'm just going to get that under there. And under Halo, I'm going to be applying a little bit more of black, y'all, using a Eco Tools smudge brush just to kind of give it a smoky effect. I don't want to apply too much though, making sure to steer clear of Halo. And this palette, I know it's still available at some Ultas, especially the Ultas that already carry the Uoma Beauty brand. And then we're gonna move on to blushes. And for this look, I was thinking like, did I wanna do like a kind of corally, pink or berry, more or less like a berry tone? Nah, so I'm gonna use my the Saharan blush volume 1, and this is by Juvia's Place. The shades I am going to be using are Neo and Abby, and I'm going to apply them using a Eco Tools blush brush. And then layers. Just kind of bring that upwards. I don't know, like when I apply blush, even if I'm not on camera. I like to kind of position my head down a little bit just so I can kind of see that contour to help me, you know, help guide me in terms of where I'm putting it, especially if I want to go for a more dramatic look. So that's one reason my head is down like this. And for our lips, I will be lining my lips using Dose of Colors Collabo Coral Lip Liner that they did with Nyma Tang. This one is called Amberish. And this is what it looks like if you guys have forgotten. Hopefully you guys can make that out. And I'm going to do a thin layer on my lips. And to fill this in, I will be using a oldie but baby a goodie. They have reformatted it, they have reformulated it. There's now different versions of it, different undertones of it, different names for it. I stick to the original. I love it. It works for me. And that is Ruby Woo by MAC in all her matte, not moving, drying, staying power. Just going to apply that on top. Okay, so I am going to apply my lashes and then we are about to finish this look up. I'm so excited to see what this is going to look like with the lashes actually on. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Off camera, I applied some Ardell Mega Volume lashes in the style number 252. And yeah. So this is what I have for you guys. I'm also sporting my little ashy blonde natural pixie that I did recently. So I'm super pleased with how this look came out, especially up against my hair. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know again, like, what are your thoughts? Are you guys ready for this season? Is this season coming at a regular time? Am I just tripping? Was I the only one caught off guard this year by Mariah Carey? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, a list of every item that was used to achieve this look will be in a list in the description box below. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. If this is not your first time here and you frequent my channel, if you like the content, definitely subscribe. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hope to see you back. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as well. So guys, until next time, here's some videos over here to watch, and we shall chat again soon.